Welcome to the Hack Polyglot Activist, Learn Languages, Make a Difference. My name is Dr. Carlos Yebra Lopez, and today we're going to tackle how in the US, if you speak Spanish, your race changes. This is, of course, a topic that falls under the category of raciolinguistics, which is the discipline that studies the intersection between race and language. Based on the languages that we speak, we're assumed to belong to a certain race, and vice versa. Based on the way we look, we are assumed to have a certain level of proficiency or not in one language or another. So this is based on my own experience when I first came to the US. I had already started my PhD at New York University, and I was training in track and field in the Armory in 168th Street. And so I used to train with a group of athletes, and we were all really good friends. One day during the training session, one of them said, "Oh, I'm throwing a party this weekend. It would be great if we could all go." And I said, "Sure, sign me up. I would love to go." And then somebody in the group said, "Well, wait, you cannot come to the party." And I said, "Why not?" Because we were all really good friends. We used to hang out, go to the cinema, play bowling, etc. So I was quite surprised. I said, how so? Why can I not go? And he said, because it's a brown party. And I didn't know what a brown party was. So I asked, "What is a brown party?" And he was kind of embarrassed to answer. And he said, "Well, it just means that you cannot come because you're not like," and then I understood, like, oh, he means I'm not black or I'm not a person of color, so I cannot go to that party. I said, fair enough. You're entitled to throw the kind of party that you want to throw. And if that category doesn't apply to me, then of course I cannot be part of the party. No problem. And then somebody interrupted the conversation from the same group. And he said, "Well, actually, Carlos can come to the party, yeah." And at that point, I was just utterly confused. I said, "So first you didn't invite me based on the way I look, and now I'm invited based on the way I look?" And then the person said, "Well, yes, because you speak Spanish, right?" Meaning, if you speak Spanish as your first language, then you must not be white. You must be a person of color. And this shocked me because I wasn't ready for that. So in Spain, we tend to say that the majority of the population is white. Now, this is of course controversial because race is not just your skin tone. It intersects with a number of other categories. Race is above all a discursive construction, and language is not isolated from the world. Language intersects with your nation, the way you look, the way you are seen from other people based on cultural mediations, etc. And so in Spain, people tend to think that most people are white. However, the same people with the same skin tone in Spain are seen from different cultures as white or not white. For instance, if a British person passes judgment on Spanish person, he or she may establish a distinction between white British and Spanish British. As a matter of fact, if you apply for a job in the UK, oftentimes it is the case that you are prompted to answer, what race are you? And one of the options is white British. Another option is white other or other types of white. In the US, the perspective seems to be that since most people that speak Spanish are Latin Americans, and a good percentage of Latin Americans have a darker skin tone than just plain white, then if you speak Spanish, you must not be white. So that's the cultural shock that I experienced upon arriving in the US. And the story doesn't end there, though. Right after I was invited back to a party based on the fact that my first language is Spanish, the coach came to our group, interrupted the conversation and said, "But of course he cannot go to the party. I mean, he's part of the colonizers, not the colonized. Did you know guys studied that at school?" And so I found that really interesting because now there is a new criterion upon which my race is perceived to be white. The criterion is nationality, is nation ascription. Regardless of the fact that I speak Spanish as my first language, because I was born in Spain, then I must be white. Because, history textbooks in the US apparently teach that. What do you think? Have you ever experienced any racial linguistic prejudice? And in that case, what did it consist in? How did it make you feel? I really look forward to your comments and feedback. And as always, thanks for watching.